the community into two different buckets, one of them being the technical community and the other one the non-technical community. So the technical community will often do what we call break or build. So they will build the decentralized applications on ontology. They will build tools. They will help us build all the things we'll need in the ecosystem. They will also help us to break ontology, and by that we mean they will find security vulnerabilities. They will help to do penetration testing so we can build a secure framework. Then we also have the non-technical community, which is really the community who help us to inspire. They help us to spread the word. They go around with us and host the meetups and the hackathons, and they will often be the voice of ontology out to the world. As Lee Jun said, the community is at highest priority for ontology. We really believe that when we build the technology, when we build our ecosystem, the community will play a crucial role. They will help the businesses to engage with the ecosystem. They will help them to develop and really support them in many ways. So of the total token supply, we have allocated 10% to the technical community, which is equivalent to 100 billion ONTs. All right, technical community. Let's leave aside the non-technical community and really focus on technical. First, who are the technical community? And again, we try to put them into two buckets. We have the individual contributors, and then we have independent groups. The individual contributors, they come in various shapes and sizes. Or a lot of the times they will be IT professionals, they will be consultants or students, and we find them worldwide. They are from America, they're from Japan, Korea, they're from Europe, and we have a really good coverage around the world by that. They work for ontology and develop on ontology in different capacity. Some of them do it full-time, some of them they do it part-time, and they also come with various level of expertise. Then we have the independent groups. We have a few groups which is purely dedicated to ontology. It's often independent or individual developers who form these groups and focus really only on ontology. Then we have some groups which is focusing on various projects, and one of them being ontology. And finally, we have our partners and our co-builders, which also allocate groups to do ontology development. So I brought a few pictures today, and the pictures at the top is our Tokyo meetup, where we met a lot of developers. Besides that, we have three gentlemen that I never ever met. It's some who contacted us on one of our online channels. And it's quite amazing because we never met them. We don't really know who they are, but they did tremendous development work for ontology and rewarded them for that. The picture below is from the Bay Area in California, and it's one of our community members who's working for multinational Fortune 500 companies, and he's helping us doing technical reviews on the ontology framework. And lastly, we have a wallet called O3, and that's one of the examples of other organizations who also do development for ontology, and they allocate a huge proportion of their team to do that. Good, so that was a bit about who they are. So what do they do and how do they do it? They contribute, as we explored a bit before, with building on top of ontology, and they help to break ontology and really make it more secure. They are focusing on real business scenarios. Under that could be IoT, digital identity, data exchange, also some more technical levels on the protocol or the architecture itself. They do it when they meet us at the hackathons. They do it when they meet us at the meetups. And then we also have a set of portals where they can engage with us. For instance, we have our developer center, we have our bug bounty program, and we have our online social media channels like Discord and GitHub. Often when we work with the community, we submit some proposals for something we would like them to do, which something we encourage them to do. But it goes both ways. We also encourage the community to submit proposals if they have something they want to develop. And we have a lot of ways they can do that. And when they do it, we will take it to the core team and we will really go through that idea and we will put up some feedback and potentially some reward plan for that. Okay, so I brought a few pictures here, and the top one is from our bug bounty program, where you can see we put up some bounties, and then people, they can claim it. And when they claim it, we will monitor the progress, and we will make it visible for the community what is being developed and what is the progress of that. And then we also have our developer central and our GitHub channels. Okay, a note on the Ontology Olympus Accelerator program. In addition to what Lee Jun said, this is also very much focused on the technical community. So if the technical community have a project and a concept where they already have taken the baby steps and developed maybe a bit of the technical and the concept, they can enroll in our incubation program. And this program will support the project in any given resources or capabilities that this particular project might lack. So if you have any ideas from the technical community and you have some concept and some development going already, I really encourage you to apply for the incubation program. We also travel around the world, like we do right now in Korea, on our different tours, where we host meetups and hackathons. We will go across Asia Pacific, we will go to America, we will continue into Europe, and this is just one of our tours. We will do it continuously, and we will go out and meet the community, especially the technical community from my side, where we will a lot of the times also get the hands dirty and we will start to program together, and we will explore the smart contract ideas and so forth. So now we talked about who they are, what do they do, and how do they do it, which leaves us with why. So why ontology, and why this whole technical community around ontology? There's kind of two parts of this. There's the technical side, and then there's also more the cultural side, the values that we find within the project. And when I talk to the community, I get a lot of different answers. But often I hear that they really sympathize with our ideas for giving the users control of their own data. They like the ideas of high-performance networks. They like cross-chain ideas. They like distributed data exchange and identity and so forth. And we keep asking this why question because we believe it's really important to understand why people come to ontology in order to create this sense of community. We want to create a culture where we steer in the same direction and really give some deeper, more meaningful reasons to join ontology. But for the technical side, I tried to bring a few points today. So why ontology for technical community developers? First of all, we have our core technology. We have the high-performance framework, which is a new generation with high TPS ranging from 5 to 8 to 10,000. And as we progress to ontology 2.0, we will go up that ladder to around the 8 to 10,000. We also have a very stable network. And then we have these chain networks. So it's very important to understand that it's not only one blockchain, it's several blockchains which serves different purpose, they serve different applications. Then we have modules and protocols. So for all these chains to connect and really interoperate within each other, we have modules for distributed identity, for data exchange, for reputation management, and scores. And finally, we have our smart contracts. So the smart contracts, you can use any given mainstream language, like C#, Java, and so forth. We also have some products and tools. We have what I would call a complete package for distributed ledger technology, because we have our Go implementation of the Ontalogy protocol. Then we have SmartX, which is our smart contract IDE. And finally, we have the Explorer. And all this is open source, and you can download it and deploy it in the way you want. We also have API and SDKs. They also come in various languages and really make it easy for developers to get started. And finally, we have our products, the Onto app and the O wallet. So one important thing about Ontology that we really try to make is to get it easy to get started. So the prerequisites of Ontology would be you being good at coding and development in any given areas, and you also have a business scenario. So it doesn't require you to be a blockchain engineer. It requires some technical knowledge. Also, to make it easy, we have a high level of support. We have the Ontalogy technology team, which will be available, and they can support projects, organizations, people who is in the ecosystem. And we have the community, which is also a very important part of this. So we already see now that we have a lot of community developers who's actually asking if they can, if we can connect them with some of the businesses who want to get into Ontology network and help them with that. And finally, we have the ecosystem. So when we are building up this ecosystem, there will be a lot of service providers in the ecosystem. And that will also make it easier for businesses to engage, because they might be able to use some of their services instead of developing themselves. One approach to get started is to explore our mainnet and our testnet. If you want to try out the testnet, we can give you some ONG, which is our utility token, and then you are able to deploy your smart contracts and invoke them and play around with that before you go into the mainnet. We have the smart contract IDE, which is also on the testnet. And finally, we have a Docker solution, which might be for the more technical part, but then you're actually able to download the Go implementation along with SmartX and Explorer and play around with it in your own virtual machine. So let's try to talk a bit about the current state of the community. We are already running continuously rewards for all the development work that the technical community do. We have more than 9,000 in our technical Discord channel, and under that channel we have a dedicated Ontology technical community developer channel where we have more than 200 developers in. We have the main repo on GitHub, which is for the pure protocol Go implementation. And in that one we have almost 2,000 commits, and we have more than 40 contributors. And finally, we have collaboration across the community. And I think that's one of the really exciting things to see here, that they're starting to communicate with each other, not always involving us, but there's a lot of traction going on from their own side. And they have developed quite a lot for us so far. This is a long list of everything, but they developed some products for us, like Ontology Index and the Detective. They developed most of our SDKs in various languages. Also some hardware wallet integration and online software wallet integration, Chrome plugins, and the performance testing that you saw in Legion's presentation. The work ahead. We have a couple of initiatives that we want to launch, and some of them will be our meetups and our hackathons, which is on this current tour. Then we also have the Developers Center, which will be a single point for technical community to engage with us. And we want to involve them more in the ecosystem partners, so connecting them with the organization in the ecosystem and let them help them to develop. We're also trying to establish a technical committee because the decisions that we make in the community, in the ecosystem, should also have an equal part of mandates from the community and here under the technical community. So we really want to involve them in decision making. We want them to help us govern the system and the protocol. Finally, we are working on some online solutions, online training courses. So with that, we wanted to make a training where it's easy to get up to speed with ontology and learn how to develop. We will launch a portal called the community portal. A lot of the things in that one will be for technical community. So like getting started with ontology, earn rewards for coding and development, enroll in our incubation program, and help us improve documentation and spread the word. So that was all for me, and what's left to say is that I really hope that you will try to explore some of our portals and engage with us. You can go into GitHub, you can go into Discord and reach me. You can reach our core tech team. We'll all be there, and we are there daily and talking with all of you guys. So thank you very much.
마티아스 그린즈 고객님의 발표 잘 들으셨나요? 네, 방금 들어보니 오늘 행사 보니까 다른 행사보다